Okay, here we are in quarter number 3. And in quarter number 3, we come out in man-to-man. And we did this because I wanted to just have someone assigned for having a body on their big guys. And you can see Tripp's doing a nice job of pushing out. DJ's doing a nice job of pushing out. I like that Tripp's fighting for position here. And Force is a tough shot. It's a tough call. I'm going to fast forward through the free throws. Really like Tripp's fight on those plays. And so they also are in man-to-man now. So we're running Maryland. Good roll by Tripp. Good shot by Tripp. Good pass by Josiah on that play too. It's cold. We just got to stay home on our man. Since it's man-to-man, we've got to be accountable for our guy. And I think, Colton's a really good defender, but maybe the habit that we're seeing in this game is that you're just leaving your feet a lot. And we want to keep you down on your feet and slide and use choppy feet when you're going out and finding a man on the closeout. Joe's there, you got to slide and stay in front. You're trying to reach from behind and poke the ball loose, and that's giving up the open look. So there are, just a couple of plays where there's breakdowns on our individual defense that lead to a couple of easy baskets. Again, we're not boxing out there. When people are not covered, when we're not back on defense, when we're not staying with our man, some easy shots, right? And that's a really quick, 7, 8, 9-point swing early in the third quarter because we're just not home on defense. Now there's a call here. I think they're calling a foul on Ace. We can't really see what happened in the video. And we're calling a timeout, so I'm going to fast forward through the timeout. But basically, we call this timeout. I think we go back into our zone because man's not working out for us, and we go back into our tiger press. But I'd really like to see us do better on our man-to-man. So that's a clear moving screen on number 7. The ref's going to call that. Let's see how we line up in our press. So Colton is outside leverage. That's correct. I'd like to see him even back up a little bit. Keep this guy in front of him so if they pass it in, he can't turn. Let's look at Ace. Ace right now is inside leverage. And so I'm talking to Ace, telling him to get on the outside leverage. Outside leverage means the shoulder closest to the sideline. He's still on the inside shoulder. We want him on the outside shoulder. And then let's just go back a moment. One thing that we talked about in the timeout is 45's been hurting us a lot. And so we said, when he's setting up in zone, I want the middle guy up here contact with him. But for whatever reason, we weren't quite listening. He's got no one up here guarding him. We're reacting too late there, Tripp. We've got to be connected to him from the time that play starts. Talking to each other. So 4 is the deep guy. DJ will take the deep guy, and Tripp, you'll take 45. But you've got to be touching, leaning on 45, denying him from getting the ball. Once he gets the ball, it's very difficult to stop him. We want to stop him from ever getting that pass in the first place. Okay, so one thing to recognize here, Jose, is that they're both going out and playing the guard on the screen, and so Tripp's rolling, and you're doing a nice job of hitting him on the roll. Tripp, I'd challenge you, when you catch the ball, you got to catch the ball with elbows out, wide legs, and a low base so that you can land on balance. Sometimes what's happening is you're landing tall and thin and you're off balance. But if you catch that ball on balance, you may have yourself a layup, or you can land under control and pass to an open man if their guy has shifted over to where you are. And so DJ here, he backs you down. You're going to see that. I'm going to go back here. Watch this. Force here. You're on him. You're leaning on him, but you're letting him kind of push you into a spot. You've got to bend your legs, apply resistance, use your strength to not allow him to gain an inch when he's turning on that post up. So, Saturday we worked a lot in practice about bending our legs, getting connected to a post player, fighting for position. And Jose, that's a quick shot. You'll notice your toes were in front of the line. I think sometimes when we're in trouble, maybe you try to do a little too much. Just be patient. Keep running the offense. Keep going with what's been working. Again, multiple opportunities. We're not boxing out like we need to. Okay, let's just pause this real quick, Brandon. I want to show you something. We get a few passes that leads to a driving lane and an open layup. But right here, you're going to go up with your left hand on a wide open layup on the right side of the basket. I mean, really, you should just shoot with your right hand and put it in. They call another foul, Greg. As the low guy, we just got to make sure that we're finding for early, we're putting a body on him. That was a consistent theme. We were trying to talk about the importance of putting a body on him. And Greg, you're one of our biggest, strongest bodies. Like, if we have one guy on the court who I think might be the strongest with the lowest center of gravity that could get into this guy and push him out, it's you. So I want to see you use that talent that you have to be able to do that. So this is the point in the game where, it's a 3-point game. They've come all the way back from down 25-5, and now it's 29-26. Excuse me. I like that Brandon probed, but when it wasn't there, he kicked it back out. Gets a nice open look. Doesn't go down. And again, another ball thrown right at Tripp. That's just not a good day when that happens to you twice in one game. So let's look at where we are in our Tiger press. So Brandon needs to be outside leverage on the furthest outside man, number 11. Josiah needs to back up so that all of these players are in front of him. P needs to back up. Since there's no one in front of him, he should be backing up and looking for the closest guy in his area, and it's probably this guy right here, and he'd just line up on his outside shoulder. And then, as we talked about before, Tripp should be connected to this man, and I think if there's another person behind, that would be the deep man. And so what we're not doing here is we're off alignment on our press. And so this is pretty consistent through the game as I've watched the film, is we need to learn our responsibilities on the press. Credit to Greg, he closed in late and found 45 and knocked the ball out. Didn't let him just receive the ball that time. So it looks like Greg's actually the one running sideline to sideline responsible here, and then Tripp's got deep responsibility. Good pressure and steal. Yeah, good idea. Just maybe thought someone was there that wasn't there on the pass. All right, so again, let's look at here. Brandon should be here, behind and outside number 11. Joe should be back behind this player here. Preston should just back up because there's no one in front of him and look for the furthest guy over and play his outside shoulder. And then if 45 is around, I'm hoping that Greg is attached to him. No, he's not. So Greg's not attached to that man. Tripp was attached to 45 back there. They had someone else flash up to the ball. But we got to be attached to that guy. If you're playing that sideline to sideline position, you've got to find the person who they're looking to pass to on that second level and get connected to them. Brandon, got to use the screen. The guy was able to go right between you and Tripp on the screen. All right, let's look again. I'm going to emphasize this because this is important when we're in our press, that we're in the right position. So now Preston's doing the right thing. He's got this guy in front of him, except he should be playing his outside shoulder. Brandon should be over here. Joe should probably back up to about the free throw line. Ball goes in. You know, good deflection, but we want you playing the outside shoulder so that Joe can come on the inside and we can trap. Preston back up behind him, outside shoulder, good. Like Brandon is, where he's behind with outside shoulder. Joseph's in the right place now. Brandon's here, he's in the right spot, and he gets a good deflection. And Josiah is able to steal it. And, you know, against most teams, that's a layup. 45's really fast, and he closes down on that. Let's see what we're running here. I think we're running number 1. Greg calls it out. Number 1, if you remember, both guys are screening back. Good. I like that Preston turned and looked to see what was there. Great pass by Josiah. Nice make by Tripp. This is going to be a 3-point play, and that's actually a big turning point in the momentum of the game. Yeah, the clock's going to run out, and Tripp's going to make this free throw. So that's the end of the third quarter. So again, you know, we defensively is really where we're getting hurt in this game. If I'm summarizing what's going on, and I know Tripp's going to make this just so you don't get distracted by the free throw. Man-to-man, we had 3-4 plays in a row that led to a 9-0 run where we weren't accounting for our man, and that led to some problems. There's still some issues around boxing out and fighting for position down low. And then in our Tiger press, you know, it was surprisingly effective considering the fact that, you know, we're oftentimes finding ourselves out of position and not running our assignments correctly with sideline leverage, keeping people in front of us, having the middle person deny the pass to the second level. Those are things that if we start doing, we're really going to be able to lock down the teams that we play. But until we start doing that, they're going to continue to have opportunities at easy baskets. So let's look at our last clip after this one.